How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. Beautiful day. Enjoying this summer, getting out the house a little bit.
I know with the COVID-19, everything has changed. So, like, tell me a little bit like how you had to adapt to certain changes right now.
Um, it's been a great battle for myself, man. Getting a head coaching position over at Riverdale Baptist our first year. And then boom, getting hit with the COVID, pausing recruiting, pausing our funds, kind of setting us back. But we still just hanging in there, fighting, figuring some things out. And as a whole, health wise, man, it's a lot to take in, the COVID, and then with the riots and all that stuff going on. It's just a lot going on right now. Staying healthy and staying safe is the most important.
So I know you had just mentioned about the protests. How do you feel about the NFL's bringing in, the Black Anthem to the NFL and have everybody standing in, for the Black Anthem? Like, what is your perspective about that?
It's a good start. It's a start. So I guess we gotta, take it, accept it. But like me and you talk personally, my battles is a little different. So like I said, I we accept it, I guess, but it's a start.
What obstacles did you have to overcome with being in an NFL as well as life in general?
Um, where to start, man? Football wise, I have, in the DMV area, growing up, I had a name for myself. Always was a speed guy. Always, played defense, caught a lot of interceptions, scored a lot of touchdowns. Wasn't the biggest guy. Trying to go and play Division I football was a huge obstacle. I ended up going to Virginia Tech like a one-day camp and getting a scholarship offer, a couple weeks before senior year, and life changed, drastically from that. And it still was kind of that battle, going into the big leagues. I remember fighting, training, doing my whole thing and making it to the Senior Bowl and getting there at the Senior Bowl, and whoever was running the Senior Bowl at the time coming to me and saying, you look great in practice. You led the Senior Bowl in interceptions this week, but it really doesn't matter. You'll still be, one of the later corners drafted, just because the same people who do the rankings and the rivals for college are the same people who do them for high school. And you being the one star coming out, it's a lot of battles that you're going to have to face. And him telling me that, that kind of ruined everything I wanted to do, football wise. I kind of gave up. It was just like, all right, now it's just a job. Let me go in here and just get this money and figure out my next plan. And that's kind of what I've been doing from there, because I felt like I was told to my face, what it is. And, I was able to see what it is. So, I did it. Like I said, I did a lot of things, I remember doing ESPN photo shoot thing with myself and Jeremy Carrolley, Kaepernick, Sash, rest in peace. He ended up passing away. Guys from my class, and I remember talking to them about things that we would like to do and things we would like to change. And as we know, a lot of that stuff is what we see today, and effect of that. And I still got the magazines and that stuff is still on YouTube and all that stuff. So, like I said, man, it's a long battle, and there's a lot of guys that have chosen to stand on their own too, rather than sit down and take the bull crap that comes with that. And and like I say, I love Kaepernick and I love what he's done. I love the tone he set, but like I said, it's a lot of guys that has, went through those battles and, just took it on the chin and went out and, created another opportunity, and it's still a beautiful thing, and I know those guys who took it that way as well. So, like I said, I really just think it's just a start, man. I think it's just a start.
Now, I know you do a lot of things for the community. What does it mean to you that people look up to you as far as the youth, as far as players, that you're doing a great thing in a positive manner for your community?
That's all it's about. Like I said, I was a one-star kid, a guy that was, grew up with Phil Taylor, who a five-star, first rounder, number 15. I think he went 15 overall, the Cleveland Browns. Um, Grew up with, graduated with out of high school. So seeing that and having to figure out a way, I think that helps me relate to the kids now, because them 4 and 5-star body types and all that, that's out there. But the guys that have the heart and, the determination to figure it out, them the guys that I want to be able to help, the guys that's looking for, just a little confidence or motivation just to keep going, and I tell them all, it's way bigger than football, and it's not about the 1%er opportunity of making it. It's not about the, all the other junk. It's about learning how to, be a young man, without skin color and just keep going, so hold yourself accountable and make it happen. And like I say, for me, that's what it's about, getting into the community, man. Whatever you're going to do, football, basketball, music, whatever you want to do, it's going to be obstacles. So, that's what I'm here for. And then I guess you would say my day job, I work with a mental health institution, Life Enhancement Services out of Washington, D.C., where we get up with a link with a lot of the youth in the area and, just help them out with anxiety, issues, depression issues, all kind of, especially with the world right now. It's a lot going on, but yeah, man, that's me, community thing. Bless all people.
Now, I know you played with the Eagles for some time. So tell me, how was it playing for the animated Chip Kelly?
Chip, Chip Kelly, man. The worst football coach I played with, when it comes to a professional, or Division I level, because he didn't really understand the family aspect of it. He didn't really understand, the chemistry aspect of it. Coming out of college, he went right up into Philly and got rid of Michael Vick, LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, Brandon Boykins, Kerry Williams, Bradley Fletcher. It was a lot of guys up there at that time when he came into, into the helm up there. And Howie and those guys, the GM and those guys, they let him, make all the decisions. And, like I said, I just think personally, him not, having anything personal, he wasn't a family guy. He was a football guy that never played football. So that's kind of hard to do. I don't want to badmouth him too much, but yeah, Chip Kelly was the wrong thing for the Eagles. They probably would have got a Super Bowl a little earlier. Might have a couple more.
Okay. So was the transition from a player aspect to a coaching aspect, was it running smoothly? Tell me a little bit about what inspired you to become a coach.
I think that it's just another stepping stool, man, for me. Like I said, even going to the NFL, I remember getting drafted, getting a call, and I was even killed. And I told him then, it's a stepping stool for me. I don't want to be put in the box, as a player, as a coach, as football. Period. I just have to use it right now to get to where I want to go. So, accepting this head coaching role, and I'm actually looking at an AD role already. So it's just gonna keep going up, and putting, like I say, somebody like us in control of these guys' future at a level of private school. I think is, especially in the DMV area, that's something that hasn't been done yet. That's gonna be huge. to be able to have kindergarten through 12th grade, come through your school and establish a real program. How they doing out there in Texas or Florida, Louisiana, places like that. That's sending out these great talents, and they, preparing or conditioning, these kids to go to the next level and be able to deal with all this bull crap they're gonna have to deal with. And like I say, that's what it's about.
In your perspective, do you think college students that play athletics should get paid? Yes or no? Ooh.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I say yes, and I say yes because the kids deserve it. I went through it without getting paid, so I understand it. But me understanding business and knowing how things work in them upper levels, just from being there, um, I know they won't just pay the college athlete. Like if they pay the student athlete, I'm sure you're gonna have to get your own books, or you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to cover some part of that tuition or some part, like they'll balance it out like that. And that's what I don't want, and that's why I say yeah, because I wanted to get that statement out. Like I really believe that if we do accept the money, then they just gonna make us pay for all our own stuff in school. And I think that'll be even worse with the kids not knowing how to handle that money and spend it in the right places, right time. A lot of guys that get sent home faster. So
When you were in the NFL and you played for the Eagles, what team were you excited to play against?
um the Redskins, just because I knew everybody at home would be able to catch that game.
Mm-hmm.
Getting drafted to Houston was great, but I'm a DMV guy, so none of my family and friends, you get the packages and all that stuff, but being the local game that everybody watching and still to this day is good enough for me to be able to be recognized from making plays against the Redskins. So that's always good.
So if there is an NFL season, what team are you excited to watch? Or either what players are you looking out to see that they're going to progress and go somewhere, as far as like postseason? What team do you think that will be?
Honestly, I don't really watch much uh football, to that degree. I don't really know who's on what team and who's doing what. I know the people that I have the personal connections with, and I'm excited to seeing the Chargers. My guy Damian Square, D lineman out there, he just signed another contract, which is beautiful for him and his family. Then I have a kid that we trained actually went late, 6th, 7th round,
Mm-hmm.
from my high school, Kevin McGill. He's out there, cornerback with the Chargers. Then it's another kid, Aaron Parker with the Dallas Cowboys, a kid that we trained. He went this year, and it's one more kid. Isaiah was another 6th or 7th round pick receiver to the Houston Texans. Guys from this local area that was also the one of 2-star recruits that people didn't really give a chance. And like I say, actually they were the first group of kids that we started working with after I retired, and they just they got NFL playbooks now. So that's the most thing I'm proud of. I don't really care who wins the Super Bowl.
Okay. And the last question is, what advice could you give younger people about going towards their dreams and making it happen?
Don't stop, man. They not the people aren't supposed to like you. The people aren't supposed to, applaud you for what you do. So I think um I don't know, the environment, the community today, a lot of the younger guys that I see, they take it the wrong way when everybody isn't a fan of them. And you got to learn how to use that for ammo to keep going. And like I say, that's what it's about. The best, it's not really about being the best. It's just about who worked the harder. So just keep working and, don't stop, man.
There you have it. Thank you for allowing me to interview you. It's been a pleasure. Of course, me and you want to definitely stay in touch. So I look forward to great things from you, my friend.
Yes, sir, man. We just getting started, man. We definitely, you know, like you said, me and you definitely gonna do some work in the future, man. So yeah.
Amen to that. All right, thank you for chatting with me, and we'll talk soon, buddy.
All right, boss. Thank you, guys.
All right, now, bye bye.